Welcome back to the channel. Today is Sunday, June 1st, and with a new month, we have a new video to talk about what I'm looking to buy for the month of June. And you guys are going to want to make sure you stay tuned till the end of the video because I do have a pickup that may be surprising to you guys at the end. So make sure you stay tuned to the very end because, like I said, it might surprise some of you guys, something that I'm currently targeting. But let's just jump straight into the obvious layup. And I'll try not to talk about this too long, but Destined Rivals just released like a few days ago. I was able to get some stuff at MSRP, like a few sleeved packs, some 3-pack blisters, some other stuff at my local Walmart and Target the day before release. Actually, that's when they stocked it. So I was able to pick some up, and I'm actually going to be ripping some Destined Rivals later this month. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. We're going to do a birthday stream ripping a ton of packs. So I've been saving up packs for like the whole first 6 months of the year. And we're going to rip some packs later in the month for my birthday. So that'll be closer to the end of the month. But as far as Destined Rivals, I'm picking up anything and everything I can at or near MSRP in person and online. If we get restocks throughout the upcoming weeks, that's where I'm going to be targeting anything I can get. So not only am I collecting the set, this is another set that I'm investing, putting sealed product away for. Booster boxes are my primary target, but they have been very hard to hit, at a reasonable price. So this is one where I'm really lacking the most, and I would like to have more booster boxes. But obviously ETBs, regular and Pokemon Center. I don't know if we're going to get more Pokemon Center drops as far as Destined Rivals, but that is why I am, glued to my phone, glued to my computer whenever possible, just to have the best chance. And then there's also a ton of singles. All of the top chase cards from Mewtwo down to Crobat here, I have to have for my collection. This is just a set that really calls to me. So I'm looking to pick up these singles, not right now, but throughout the month, because these are going to continue to drop. So I'm targeting a lot of these cards moving forward, just to share with you guys kind of what I'm doing. I'm debating doing a master set for Destined Rivals, and I don't usually do a ton of master sets. So this is something that may be a little bit new and obviously a little bit expensive considering it's Destined Rivals. But the big chase cards are the ones I'm going to be targeting as the prices drop and kind of see where they bottom out within the first month. And then probably realistically, I'm going to be waiting past June for this, but it's something I'm looking at for the month. So this is the easy layup. It's like, yeah, duh, Destined Rivals. Now, something else that I'm starting to add to my pickups. Now, I have a little bit of a different strategy with this box. The Prismatic Super Premium Collection. We're still waiting for that Pokemon Center drop, by the way. So I'm still locked in waiting for that. Now, obviously, the biggest no-brainer as well as at MSRP. However, I think I may have changed my tune slightly on the SPC, doing a little bit different of a strategy. Now, you can see I do have one here behind me that I was able to pick up at a good price. But my current approach for this is to kind of just do a dollar cost average moving forward for till the end of the year, depending on how things go. Now, obviously, if I can get these at or near MSRP, I'll pick up as many as I can because I think that's a no-brainer long term. This is going to perform extremely well. So this is more of like a long-term investment pickup. But I want to pick up whatever the market price is when I feel like it's a good time. I want to pick up at least 1 or 2 per month if possible. At the current market price, probably maybe only 1 per month, just to dollar cost average into this. Just because I don't know where it's going to go. And it's just another one where like I said, I believe in this long-term 5 to 10 plus years down the road is kind of where I would like to have a lot of these kind of stashed away. So that's my approach. And the reason I was sharing this is just because my tune has kind of changed a little bit when it comes to the SPC. So I'm just doing a different approach, something that I don't normally do. We're going to dollar cost average. So that should protect me if they print more. And the prices drop massively, then I will adjust things accordingly and pick up more as prices drop. I can increase, but at least 1 or 2 per month, and I'll be protected as far as dollar cost averaging goes. So that's something I'm really looking at. And obviously these have come down. They're still well over $200, but just something, just wanted to change my strategy and share that with you guys. So it's a little bit of transparency, just being upfront and honest with kind of where I'm at with the SPC. So a little bit different as far as sealed goes. And then we also do have some singles towards the end as well. So just we're getting there. We got to get through some of the sealed product. Then this is, if you're not familiar, this is what's going to be dropping at Costco later this month. More prismatic, but this is $121, I think, for 2 Elite Trainer boxes and 2 booster bundles. So 30 packs. Now, I did not have a Costco membership, but I just recently purchased a Costco membership just so I can have a chance. They're limiting it to 1 per membership per day. We don't know if this is going to be available in store, although it does look like it is. And even if it's online only, I wanted to have a chance. So this is not a guarantee to be able to get this product, but I do have a membership now. And worst case scenario is I can shop at Costco now. So it was worth the risk for me to pay the Costco membership, the like $65, whatever. It is what it is, because the value that you'll get from this is absolutely massive. And I would like to get some prismatic to put away, and also I'd like to rip some. So having it at an affordable price might be a little helpful when it comes to that. So if you're not familiar, this is the Costco drop that will be happening. This is the photo that was pulled from Costco. So with this, I use PokeNotify for my notifications. They have this already plugged into their system, so I'll get an update on my phone as soon as this goes live. So glued to my phone a lot and computer whenever I'm home, and I'm waiting for this one to drop. So PokeNotify is what I use. You don't have to use that. There's other places that you can get it notifications, but it seems like from my experience, PokeNotify has been very quick, and I have had pretty big success. So if you do want to use it, there is a link in the description. This is not necessarily an ad, but that's just transparency of what I use. So that's just the up and honest truth. And then the last little layup here is if we get any restocks of this as well, Black Bolt and White Flare. I don't know why we would get it right now. I think it would be closer towards release for so probably not for this month, probably for July. But it goes without saying that if I can pick up PC ETBs or other pre-orders from just the regular ETBs or regular product of this set at or near MSRP. I will pay above MSRP to a certain extent, but obviously mostly I'm targeting at MSRP for this set. So any pre-orders I can secure there is another no-brainer. Now, something different that I'm looking at, last 2 sealed product on the list is actually some Japanese boxes. Now that Destined Rivals is out, I'm going to start. I want to have some Glory of Team Rocket. Now, this is one that I'm just keeping an eye on. Obviously, it's continued to drop. So this is one where I'm going to target throughout the month. It's the Glory of Team Rocket, Japanese, because I do like Japanese. I like opening Japanese. Obviously, the print quality is extremely good. So I'd love to have some to be able to rip and then some to set aside for sealed as well. I do think that this box looks nice having this displayed as well. So Glory of Team Rocket, still expensive right now, but you can see how much it's come down. People were paying well over $200 a box initially for pre-orders, if you can believe that. So it's come down quite a bit. We're still at 113. We'll see where it bottoms out at. Obviously, the more desirable of the sets between this and Heatwave Arena when it comes to what makes up our English Destined Rivals. But Japanese booster boxes are on my list. We'll see how many I pick up, depending on price. And then obviously all of this depends on my funds that I have available as well, because definitely do not have unlimited funds. I'm working on a budget here. So all of that is to be taken into account. If other things come up, then maybe this gets pushed to the wayside. But I do want to secure some Glory of Team Rocket. Now, this is one that probably will get reprinted on the Japanese side, so I'm keeping that in mind. If you're newer or not familiar, they are not afraid to reprint on the Japanese side pretty massively and drive the prices down. So I wouldn't be looking to pick up too massively this set currently. Though we'll probably get an announcement of a Japanese reprint coming for this set. So just keep that in mind. It's not like a big target at this current price point. So I'm just watching it as it continues to drop. So that's the Glory of Team Rocket. And then lastly for sealed, same story, Heatwave Arena. Because I like this set a lot, and these boxes are already much more affordable, albeit well over MSRP for what Japanese booster boxes do sell for. So this is one where I'm just targeting. If they go lower and lower, I will pick some up, or at least pick up a few of each just to have. Once again, dollar cost averaging is your friend. I would suspect that if they reprint Rocket, they will reprint Heatwave Arena. However, Rocket would be the one I think they would focus more on just because of the current price point and demand. So these are Japanese booster boxes that I'm actually looking at picking up. I haven't picked up many Japanese booster boxes really since Terastal Festival. So it's been a little bit of I've taken some time off of Japanese, and I think that June is the time I start looking back into it. And then let's talk about a few singles and then that surprise at the end. This is a random card that just is down very massively. Now, I'm not saying that this is the greatest pickup of all time and it's going to do absolutely insane things, but this card is down almost 50%. Just in the past 3 months alone. Now, this is the Penny Special Illustration Rare from Palday and Fates, and it's under $10 currently. It does have an Umbreon and a cool look with the Pokeball centered here, the Eevee backpack. I think this card has a cool look. So this is one that, albeit in high supply, 341 copies currently listed. I'm looking to pick up some copies. I'll be picking up multiple copies of this card just to have to stash away. Now, important, worth noting is this card's obviously coming off of a big high. It was over double the current price, over $20. So I'm not saying that necessarily it's even going to get back to that price, and this card has been lower, so keep that in mind as well. $7.50. So possibly worth maybe waiting a little bit longer. I don't know if it's going to get back down to that price, but there is a lot of copies available. So it's just something I'm looking at picking up, whether it's at this price or I wait a little longer. It's just kind of something I will monitor throughout the month. But the Penny SIR with the Umbreon, just one that I'm definitely picking up multiple copies of just to have. And if they go up, they go up. Grade some possibly, depending when that happens. So yeah, that's currently what I'm looking at as far as just like a random pickup. And you'll notice that also this card right here is in a similar situation. This is from 151. Obviously, we're riding the Destined Rivals coattails, the Team Rocket hype of it all. Now, this one's down almost 50% in the past 3 months as well. But this is obviously from 151, so extremely popular set. And then the Giovanni and Persian is a really nice art with the Master Ball in the background. So this is a similar situation where tons of copies available, right? 544. But we're just going to keep monitoring this one as it drops. It has been recently as high as $36. And you can see on the 1 year, it's nearing its 1 year low-ish, right? It was a little bit under $10. So it's not really too far above its 1 year low. So, just something that's also off of the back of Destined Rivals, but that drop of nearly 50% over the past 3 months. I'm going to watch it a little further, and it's the same thing, picking up multiple copies, potentially grading some, and kind of just stashing some away, is kind of what I'm looking at for this, just to have, right? Once again, I'm not saying it's necessarily going to be the best investment. I'm not saying it's going to go to $100 a card, nothing like that. But it's just, I feel like there's definitely going to be some value there off of that. So it's just something I've been looking at, picking up a lot of cards. There's a lot of other illustration rares and special illustration rares in general, a lot of singles, right, that are dropping pretty massively off of these highs. So you do have to be careful, as a lot of them are coming off of like all-time highs. So they may drop more into the summer, which is traditionally something that we normally see, right? So some of these may need more time, but this is what I'm currently starting to look at as far as just a few copies for this. And then this last single, before we get to the last little surprise here, this single may be a little bit surprising to you guys. And I do have some reasoning behind this one. And once again, not saying it's going to go crazy. This isn't really like an investment play. But this is from just watching the new anime, the Horizons anime. After you watch the Palafin episode, this card hits different. because this was not a card that I really liked before from Obsidian Flames. And this one's obviously down massive, right? 66%. But this card hits a little different. And I kind of like it. It's if you I don't want to spoil the episode too much for you, but superhero vibes is all I have to say. And I really like this card now, more just from watching the anime. So at $2 a card, it's just something that I'm going to pick up. So go check out the anime. It is on Netflix if you want to check out the Palafin episode, and then you can kind of understand why I was wanting to pick some up. So just a card that I wouldn't mind having multiples of in my collection, and if they go up, then great. But I could spend $2 a card and not feel bad about it. Now this card has been cheaper than that. It's been $1.25, right? And it did go as high as $6. So once again, not saying that this is going to go to the moon and go absolute crazy, but it's just something I'm sharing with what I'm picking up and why, right? So multiple copies, potentially grading a few if they come in looking like PSA 10 candidates. Illustration rares are tough to grade in general. But the Palafin, purely just because I like the Pokemon now because of the show. And so picking up multiple copies. So that's what I'm looking at. And then to end off the video, the last thing, the one that I said was a little bit of a surprise, and it may not come to a surprise to some of you, but I do think it's time that we start looking a lot harder at battle styles, booster boxes specifically. And battle styles is not the strongest set from the Sword and Shield era. It's not, right? There's a reason it's at $200 a box right now, okay? We know that. However, Sword and Shield has been going absolutely crazy, and this set will follow to a certain extent. It's proven that it will be slow, it might lag behind, but there are some nice arts from this set. And like I said, this is not a top tier, this is not the best Sword and Shield investments that you can make. If you have more money to put into the other Sword and Shield sets, even the ones that are more expensive, I believe in those ones more than this. But I have some Sword and Shield, so looking to add to my position, picking up some battle styles at $200 a box, you start to see where all of Scarlet and Violet is. The cheapest boxes are $200, and so I do think that there will be some room for battle styles to move up, even if it's the worst performing box. It's the first one that had alternate arts, so there's a little bit of nostalgia potentially there. I'm not saying that that's like a main thing or anything, but battle styles, and you can see on the year, it is up 50%. A year ago, it was as low as $125 under MSRP. So battle styles is my little bit of my sleeper pick when it comes to Sword and Shield era. So if you had that on the bingo card as what the surprise was at the end of the video, let me know in the comments. But real quick, we also will just take a look at some of the singles here. And kind of talk about that just for a minute. It's not necessarily about the singles for me right now. It's about, like I said, the booster box specifically. But artwork wise, Tyranitar V alternate art, obviously a stunning card. I do think that this is a great alternate art. And then the Urshifu cards, honestly, I really do like the artwork of the Rapid Strike and Single Strike here. These are really nice arts, and they do look great in person. And then this one's, I don't like this one as much, and Empoleon, and I do think is a nice looking art. It's just not a deep set, like, honestly, and it doesn't really have that much going for it after these few cards, and that's just the truth. But that doesn't mean that these aren't nice looking cards. So once again, it's not really about the singles, it's about the booster boxes. So that's what we're looking at. As far as battle styles goes, it's definitely on the long-term side of long-term play, right? As far as pickups go. Once again, just to summarize, when it comes to sealed, most of my mindset is 5 to 10 plus years down the road. That's kind of what I'm thinking, and it just gives me a little bit more exposure into this set. I already have some battle styles, right? But having a little bit more, I think there may be some room there in the future, and probably slower growth, but just diversifying a little bit and a little bit of potential. At some point, we'll see a little bit of a battle styles uptick. So yeah, that's it. That's a little bit of my sleeper pick. You don't have to worry about reprints, obviously, with battle styles or anything like that. But it did take a long time to sell out on the Pokemon Center as well. So there's a lot of boxes out there. It's not like battle styles is getting ripped very heavily on rip and ships either. So it's not like the supply is going down nearly as quickly as other sets. So I'm acknowledging all of that, right? So just keep in mind, this is me just sharing what I'm looking at for this month, and that can fluctuate throughout the month. So keep that in mind as we end the video. All of this subject to change with what happens. So it's just my list of kind of what I'm currently looking at. It was definitely more sealed centric, but there are some singles, and there are other singles that would catch my eye if they continue to drop more. And I talked about some of those last month as well, but so that's just something. The singles market in general is something I'm monitoring. So that's all I have for this one, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you guys in the next one. And remember, it was never a phase.